keep his Gnostic leanings quiet.
Yeah, maybe he was worried how it would go over in academia.
Right. He gives that example.
7 sermons to the dead.
7 sermons, yeah.
So,
full of Gnostic imagery, symbolism. He only shared it with a few friends.
privately.
And then when it went public,
He backpedaled a bit.
he tried to distance himself. Maybe to avoid that label,
The heretic label.
heretic, which back then.
It wasn't exactly a badge of honor.
So it's like this tension
Yeah.
between Jung's Gnostic leanings and, wanting to keep his scientific credibility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes his story so interesting, right?
So interesting.
Trying to integrate those two sides.
Now, scientific mind.
And the mystical heart.
The mystical heart.
But Kingsley seems to say that Jung, he actually managed it, the integration.
To a certain extent, yeah.
And he points to the Red Book
As the culmination
of Jung's Gnostic journey.
journey that.
Reflects his engagement with Gnostic symbolism, mythology.
His own confrontation with the unconscious.
So this Red Book, it's not just a bunch of fantasies, right?
No.
It's Jung trying to articulate his Gnostic vision.
To map out the unconscious, its relationship to the divine.
And Kingsley says, this vision, it has implications
Profound implication.
for our world today.
He's saying that Jung, through that Gnostic lens, was able to, offer us this new way of understanding ourselves.
Our place in
The cosmos.
the cosmos,
Yeah.
right. And that goes beyond
Beyond traditional religion
and beyond modern science.
and beyond modern science.
And that brings us back to Jung as this prophet.
Right.
Kingsley seems to be saying that Jung, through these Gnostic insights, he was tapping into something, a level of awareness.
The prophetic awareness.
Yeah, an awareness that most people, they wouldn't even get close to.
Too scary.
Yeah, too scary. But this awareness, it wasn't about predicting, specific events.
No, it was more about
Patterns.
the underlying patterns, forces that shape our lives,
Of,
individually and collectively.
so Jung wasn't saying this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He was trying to
help us understand
the
deeper
dynamic.
and to give us some guidance on how to navigate them.
Okay. And Kingsley says that Jung's vision
Mhm.
was really focused on
The fate of Western civilization.
the fate of Western civilization.
Uh-huh.
He thought the West had become
Dangerously
disconnected.
disconnected from its spiritual roots, and that was leading us towards some kind of
Breakdown.
Like he was saying, look, we've gotten obsessed
Material progress.
with material progress, technological
advancement.
advancement. We've forgotten the things that actually matter.
Our connection to nature, to each other, to something bigger.
Just something bigger
And Kingsley's saying that Jung's warnings, they're even more relevant now
and more relevant.
than they were back then.
Because, look at what we're facing. Climate change, political polarization, the rise of AI, artificial intelligence.
Things that feel like they're like tearing us apart.
Threatening to unravel the whole fabric of civilization.
So, what do we do?
Right. What's the solution? If
Yeah.
we're heading for this breakdown, like Jung thought,
How do we turn things around?
well, that's where Kingsley brings in individuation. He's saying it's not just a personal goal.
Yeah.
It's a collective
Necessity.
We all have a responsibility to
To do the work.
do the work, confront our shadows,
Integrate the unconscious.
live more consciously,
More compassionately.
more compassionately.
But this inner work,
It's not just about you.
it's not just about personal growth.
No. It has these
Profound.
implications for society. He thinks that as more and more people
Embark on this journey
embark on this journey,
of individuation.
ripple effect.
Ripple effect throughout our
Culture?
culture.
Okay, so like a domino effect.
Like a domino effect.
More people wake up, it shifts
The collective
the
consciousness.
collective consciousness.
Yeah.
And that can lead to
Positive change
positive change on a bigger scale.
on a bigger scale.
But Kingsley says, individuation, it's not always easy.
Yeah.
He even compares it to those hero myths. Going down to the underworld.
Yeah. Odysseus. Orpheus. All the dangers, the temptations,
And they have to confront their fears,
their weaknesses.
and then they come back
They come back stronger,
stronger.
wiser.
Okay, so this whole process, it involves confronting
The shadow,
the shadow
just parts of ourselves
that we hide,
that we'd rather keep hidden.
the negative qualities,
Yeah.
that we deny, we suppress.
And Kingsley's saying That's essential, that
To
confrontation.
become a
Whole person
You can't truly embrace the light.
without acknowledging.
Yeah.
Without acknowledging the darkness.
It's like Jung was saying, we can't outrun it. We have to
State.
face it head on to be fully human.
And that, that process,
Of facing the shadows.
facing the shadow, it can be really
Painful.
painful, challenging.
So you have to look at,
That's true.
weigh your fears,
Your deepest fear.
your traumas,
Their traumas.
those negative beliefs about yourself that you've been carrying around for who knows how long.
Maybe your whole life.
Maybe your whole life. So it's not about, positive thinking.
Affirmations.
Affirmations. It's about being willing to
To get messy.
get messy, to get uncomfortable, to look at
The parts we don't want to deal with.
the parts we don't want to deal with. And Kingsley's saying that willingness to confront the shadow,
It's courageous.
it's one of the most courageous things
We can do
that we can do as human beings, because it
Huh?
takes us to the edge
You hit
of
target.
ourselves. And it forces us to confront the limitation
Not the ego.
of our ego.
But it can lead to growth,
Growth.
transformation.
Like Kingsley says, by facing our shadows, we free ourselves from their power.
And we tap into something deeper.
Strength.
Wisdom.
And the shadow. It's not all bad, right?
Yeah.
Kingsley saying it.
Yeah.
It actually holds potential.
Energy.
Yeah.
Potential.
Like
It's like a hidden treasure
a
chest.
treasure chest, just waiting to be
Okay, so we're not repressing anymore. We're
integrating
integrating the shadow
into our
in its
conscious.
personality.
We're acknowledging it, trying to understand it.
And then to channel that energy
Yeah.
in a positive direction.
And that's part of individuation, right?
The key part,
Becoming more complete, more balanced,
embracing
light and dark.
light and dark.
And this is where alchemy comes back. Right.
Oh, yes.
Kingsley's saying Jung saw alchemy not as, a literal science,
Wow.
but as this metaphor for
Transformation.
psychological and spiritual transformation.
Psychological and spiritual.
He points out that the alchemists, they were looking for
The Philosopher's Stone.
the Philosopher's Stone, that mythical substance,
Yeah, it could transform
base metals into gold,
base metals into gold. And Jung, he saw that as a symbol.
a symbol.
Individuation.
Okay, so the alchemists, they weren't just trying to make gold. They
Right.
were trying to transform themselves,
Themselves trying to. What? Purify their
their
life
souls,
to reach
enlightenment.
spiritual enlightenment.
So we can all be alchemists.
Kingsley suggests that we can.
We all have that potential to turn our base metal into gold.
To turn our darkness into
light.
to achieve wholeness, integration.
But this process,
Mighty.
it's not straightforward. It involves facing our shadows, right? Confronting fears.
Fears.
And going through this kind of
Death and rebirth.
death and rebirth. And he compares it to those hero myths.
Descending into the
Underworld.
underworld. Facing those
It's not
dangers.
temptation.
The temptation.
It's not a walk in the park.
No. It takes courage
Perseverance.
and a willingness to let go of
The old self.
the old self.
And through this death and rebirth, Kingsley saying, we achieve
True transformation.
true transformation. We shed.
Old scheme.
We embrace our full potential.
We become
Best versions of ourselves. The best versions of ourselves.
And it's not just about
personal growth.
personal growth. It's bigger than that, right?
Yeah, it has these
Lab.
profound implications.
For
Society.
society. As more individuals
Embark on this journey.
embark on this journey,
For transformation
we see a shift
in consciousness.
in the collective consciousness
Yeah.
towards greater awareness,
Yeah.
compassion,
Interconnectedness.
interconnected.
So it's like that ripple effect.
Exactly.
More people wake up, it creates this wave of positive change that spreads out.
Throughout the world.
And that's what we need
Right.
to address the challenges we're facing, to create a better world for us,
Yeah.
for the future. But how do we actually come
Let's
to...
start.
Yeah.
What are the steps? How do we get on this path of individuation, the path that Jung and Kingsley are talking about?
Well, dreams.
Because-
Kingsley emphasizes this. Paying attention. He's saying dreams are this. Direct line to the unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
A way for our inner selves to communicate,
To guide us
to guide us on our path.
on our path of growth.
So we're not just dismissing them anymore.
Right. We're not just saying, oh, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
We take them seriously.
Yeah.
We try to understand
The message
they're sending.
And Kingsley says, there are techniques, tools to work with dreams.
Like what?
Keep a dream journal. Write them down as soon as you
Wake up.
Talk about them.
Share them.
Share them with a trusted friend, a therapist.
Or
engage in
active imagination.
Use our conscious minds to interact with
the characters.
The symbols.
Symbols.
Just like Jung was saying, hey, dreams are valuable.
Yes.
They can give us wisdom and guidance, but we got to know how to listen.
Exactly.
And by paying attention, we start uncovering things.
Hidden patterns.
Complexes.
Complexes.
That are shaping our lives without us even realizing it.
It's like our dreams they're giving us clues about who we really are, our true potential.
And how to live more.
Authentically.
Yeah.
But sometimes dreams, they can be
disturbing.
Kingsley talks about that too, right?
Yeah.
Not all dreams are.
Yeah.
Pleasant little visits to fairyland.
Right. Sometimes they're dark, unsettling
nightmares about being chased, attacked, killed, seeing loved ones die, being trapped
and hopeless
situations. What are those dreams trying to say?
Well, Kingsley says, don't be afraid of them.
Don't be afraid of the darkness.
Don't be afraid of the darkness. Often they're showing us something to confront.
Something we've been
repressing.
Denying. So
even the nightmares.
That can be valuable,
Full of
guidance. Yeah. Jung thought the unconscious, it often uses those shocking images to wake us up.
To get our attention.
To shake us out of our,
complacency.
He's
saying,
wake up. There's something here. You got to deal with it.
And by facing them, those scary dreams, we learn about ourselves.
We do. We learn about our psychological makeup.
But how do we do it?
Right.
How do we confront them without getting totally freaked out?
Well, Kingsley says the most important thing is you need a safe space.
A safe space.
A supportive space.
To work with the dreams.
Yeah. A therapist's office.
Yeah.
A dream group.
Or even just
a good friend. Who will listen.
Without judging.
So
we can explore those vulnerable parts.
Without shame.
Without
embarrassment.
Okay, so sharing them helps.
Sharing helps because we see them differently. We get new perspectives.
Different perspectives.
And
support.
And encouragement.
As we
work through
the challenges.
That they bring up.
Right.
What about when we're just stumped? Yeah. What does that even mean? I have no idea what that dream is trying to tell me.
Kingsley says, sit with it.
Just
be with it.
Just be with it. Let it marinate in your consciousness. Trust.
That eventually
an insight will emerge.
So we don't have to force it.
No.
We can let the dream speak in its own time. In its own
language.
Yeah. And Kingsley says, sometimes that meaning, it might not be clear.
Not right away.
For days, weeks even.
Years.
But if we
stay open,
receptive,
the dream will reveal its secrets.
It'll come to us.
And
that's about trusting. Trusting the unconscious.
Yeah. Jung believed it.
It has wisdom.
A wisdom of its own.
That we can access if we
listen.
Yes.
And that wisdom, it's not always logical. Rational.
It speaks in
symbols, metaphors,
images.
And we have to engage with our
intuition,
imagination.
Yeah. So it's not just about thinking.
It's about
feeling,
trusting
our gut,
our inner, and that trust, that's key, right?
It's essential
to individuation.
Right.
It's recognizing that we're so much more than
our conscious minds.
Yeah. We have these depths that we might not even
be aware of.
But when we explore them, when we listen to those whispers of the unconscious,
we can uncover our
potential,
our true potential,
and live more
authentically,
meaningfully.
And it goes beyond us, right?
Way beyond.
It's not just personal growth.
It's about society, Kingsley saying that is more people.
Take this journey.
Take this journey.
Self-discovery.
Self-discovery, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a shift in
Consciousness.
greater
awareness.
compassion,
Interconnectedness.
interconnectedness,
The domino effect again.
the domino effect. One person wakes up.
It spreads.
It creates this wave
So
of positive.
the spreads throughout.
The world.
Oh, word.
And Kingsley's saying that's what we need.
It's like Jung was giving us this warning, knowledge without wisdom, intellect without compassion.
A recipe for disaster.
It can be. And this is where Kingsley brings in synchronicity.
Yes, synchronicity. One of Jung's most
Controversial.
controversial ideas, yeah.
But Kingsley suggests that Jung, through synchronicity, was trying to show us something, a deeper level of, interconnectedness in the universe,
Okay.
where time and causality, they don't work the way we think they do.
So it's not just straightforward cause and effect.
They're not just. No, it's about recognizing those meaningful coincidences, those events that,
They seem connected.
connected, but we don't know how.
And Kingsley's saying this idea of synchronicity, it was key
It's
to
Jung's prophetic vision.
his ability to see things that most of us miss.
To see beyond the limitations of how we normally perceive things.
See the possibilities and the dangers that are out there
Yeah.
waiting for us.
It's like Jung was saying, hey, the universe is a lot weirder than you think.
Yeah.
It's more interconnected.
And if you want to understand it,
You got to be open to the unexpected.
and that openness to the unexpected, that's
Yeah.
at the heart of Jung's idea of the unconscious too.
Oh, absolutely. It's about recognizing that we're not just, what we think we are.
Right. Not just our
Conscious minds, there's this
whole other realm.
whole other realm operating beneath the surface, shaping our lives, and we don't even realize it.
It's like an invitation
Yeah.
to become, explorers.
Of our own inner landscape.
Yeah.
Oh.
To venture into the unknown, the unconscious, and to discover what's hidden there.
To discover the treasures.
But those treasures, Kingsley says, it's not always easy
Yeah.
getting to them.
It's a challenge. It can be scary. It demands that we
Face our
shadows.
fears.
Our fears.
To embrace everything.
The totality.
Totality of who we are, and that's how we get to individuation, that wholeness, that balance.
That Jung saw as the ultimate goal.
Right, the goal of human development.
But Kingsley reminds us this journey, it's not just a solo mission.
Right.
It's about society.
Yeah.
He thinks that when more and more individuals start down this path,
There we go.
self-discovery, transformation,
It changes things.
it does.
Yeah.
It creates a ripple effect in our culture.
More.
Awareness.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Interconnectedness.
Interconnectedness. It's
We're all connected.
we're all connected. We're part of this
Tapestry.
tapestry. And when one part heals, it helps to heal the whole thing.
So it's bigger than just us.
Way bigger.
It's about saving the world.
Creating a future that
Honor.
honors all life. And
No.
Kingsley, he seems to believe, Jung was offering us a vision.
A vision of that future.
A vision of that future. Where we've learned to use the power of the unconscious for good, to integrate
shadows.
to live in harmony
With each other.
with nature.
With nature.
It's challenging,
It is.
but inspiring too. It's like a call to action,
Yeah.
to become the change, to embrace our potential, to create a more just,
Compassionate.
compassionate, sustainable future. And Kingsley's book, it gives us a place to start, doesn't it? It gives us guidance. It inspires us.
It reminds us that.
Yeah.
That the wisdom, it's already there.
Inside us.
Inside us. Waiting to be discovered, brought to light.
Wow. This has been a journey.
It has.
Jung's ideas about prophecy, the unconscious, alchemy, Gnosticism. Kingsley really sees Jung as this.
Monumental figure.
Yeah. And his insights, they matter now more than ever.
I think Kingsley challenges us to really go deep with Jung, to go beyond,
This is
the surface.
Yeah, to explore those deeper layers.
to see how his ideas apply, not just to, psychology, but to our lives.
Yeah.
To our lives and to the world around us.
To the world. So if you're looking for a guide
To Jung's world.
to that hidden world,
Yeah.
Kingsley's book, it's a must read. It's not a light read.
No.
But it's so rewarding. The insights, they can change the way you see yourself.
The world.
The world.
Your place in it all.
It's a book that that asks us to take Jung seriously, to
That's right.
wrestle with those big questions.
Big ones.
Yeah.
And to see ourselves as part of something much bigger, right? We're not just bystanders. We're participants in this
drama
of
human evolution.
Right. So we hope you enjoy this deep dive into Kingsley's catafalque and into the world of
Carl Jung.
And remember, the journey of individuation, it's a lifelong process.
Keep exploring. Keep questioning.
It's growing.
The world needs you, your gifts, your talents.
And that journey of becoming who you're meant to be.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.